Ahoy, One Piece fans! Have you ever wondered why some deaths in One Piece hit you so deeply that you start questioning if Oda is actually just a sadist? Well, today we're diving into the most iconic and heartbreaking moments where our favorite characters said goodbye to the world. And no, it's not just about people. One of these deaths will have you crying over a ship. Yes, a ship. Stick around, because later in the video, I'll reveal why that moment even broke the toughest fans. Oh, and if you thought Ace's death was painful, wait until you hear about the mother who was pregnant for 20 months and didn't even survive it. This is going to be an emotional roller coaster. So grab your tissues and let's start with number 10. Pedro, the ticking time bomb. Pedro, a warrior from Zou, gave his life to save the Straw Hats during their daring escape from Whole Cake Island. With Big Mom stealing 50 years of his life, Pedro knew his time was short, but he wasn't about to waste it. Strapped with explosives and full of faith in the new generation, he faced Perospero, Big Mom's candy-loving, overconfident son. And Perospero probably wished he'd stuck to sweets, because that explosion didn't just cost him an arm. It blew his plans to pieces. Talk about a sweet deal gone sour. That's one way to cut calories. Pedro's final words to Carrot were a powerful reminder that paving the way for the future often requires incredible sacrifice. His fiery sacrifice wrecked Perospero's schemes, ruined Big Mom's day, and gave the Straw Hats their chance to escape. Pedro's heroism wasn't just an act of sacrifice. It was a declaration of faith in the next generation. His story may have ended in flames, but it's proof that one bold moment can change everything. But Pedro wasn't the only one to risk it all for a greater cause. Up next, another hero who turned their darkest moments into explosive hope. Number 9. Dr. Hiraluk, the accidental suicide. Hiraluk, Chopper's eccentric mentor, was anything but a traditional doctor. His medicines had more in common with experimental bombs than actual cures. But one thing was certain, he had a heart of gold. Hiraluk's goal wasn't just to heal bodies, but also to heal souls. He taught Chopper about hope and how even the smallest gestures can have a big impact. When Hiraluk became sick, Chopper went to great lengths to save him. After tirelessly searching through medical books, Chopper found a special mushroom marked with a skull and crossbones. Young and naive, Chopper believed the symbol meant hope, not danger. Hiraluk knew it was poison, but ate it anyway to encourage Chopper. He chose to end his life on his terms, leaving a powerful message behind. In his final act of courage, he drank his own explosive concoction and literally went out with a bang. His death carried a powerful message of hope and perseverance, a lesson Chopper would carry for the rest of his life. But not all sacrifices are explosive. Some are quieter, slower, and hit even closer to the heart. Let's move on to number 8. Bel May, the mother who gave everything. Bel May, a former Marine with a big mouth and an even bigger heart, gave Nami and Nojiko a home and a family. But when Arlong took over their village and imposed sky-high taxes, Bel May didn't have enough money for herself and her daughters. Without hesitation, she chose to pay only for Nami and Nojiko, knowing full well it would cost her life. True to her character, she faced Arlong without fear, standing tall even as he executed her in front of her daughters. Her final words weren't just a goodbye. They were an unshakable declaration of love that shaped Nami's determination to free her village. A poignant detail. In the anime, Bel May was shot in the chest rather than the head as depicted in the manga. Guess the animators thought it was easier to break hearts than heads. Either way, the scene remained equally devastating. A raw portrayal of a mother's unconditional love. From human sacrifices to a farewell that even made a ship forgettable. Number 7. The Going Merry, a ship to cry over. The Going Merry wasn't just a ship. It was a member of the Straw Hats, a symbol of their dreams and adventures. It carried the crew through storms, battles, and countless journeys. But even the strongest ships have their limits. After endless repairs and impossible missions, it became clear that the Mary was beyond saving. This realization led to one of the most emotional moments in One Piece. Despite being just a ship, the Mary had a soul. This became heartbreakingly clear when it magically returned to save the Straw Hats at Enies Lobby. But that was also its swan song. The crew gave it a Viking funeral, setting it ablaze and watching it sink into the sea. Its final words? Thank you for taking such good care of me. And if you think crying over a ship is tough, wait until you hear how one pirate's last words started an entire era. Coming up next. But first, number 6, OHaras Destruction, Robin's Trauma. Nico Robin's backstory is one of the most devastating in One Piece. A tale of genius, loss, and survival. As a child, Robin found solace among the scholars of OHara, a place brimming with knowledge and the pursuit of truth. But their pursuit became their doom. Terrified of the secrets hidden in the Void Century, the world government unleashed a buster call. A heartless operation designed to erase OHara and everyone on it. Imagine watching your entire world crumble. That was Robin's reality. She could do nothing as her mother, her mentors, and her home were wiped from existence, leaving her with nothing but a bounty on her head and a life of isolation. But Robin's story doesn't end in despair. Through all the pain and loneliness, she found hope. A family in the Straw Hats who embraced her for who she is. Her journey proves that even from the ashes of destruction, it's possible to rebuild a future worth fighting for. Now, here's a thought. Could you carry the weight of your entire past on your shoulders and still move forward? Robin bore the burden of an entire island's destruction. But up next, we meet someone who carried an even heavier load. Literally. The story of a mother whose love transcended limits. Coming in at number 5. Portgas D. Rouge, the 20-month mother. Rouge, Goldie Roger's beloved, literally defied the laws of nature to protect her unborn son Ace from the world government. After Roger's execution, the Marines launched a hunt for pregnant women to prevent his bloodline from continuing. But Rouge outsmarted them. She used sheer willpower to extend her pregnancy to a staggering 20 months. Yes, that's nearly 2 years of being pregnant. No idea how that felt, but let's be honest. Her baby showers were probably more stressful than joyful. Unfortunately, her incredible act came at a heavy price. Shortly after Ace's birth, Rouge succumbed to the physical strain, but not before ensuring her son's safe arrival into the world. And while Rouge died to bring life into the world, another legend chose to make his death the start of something inspiring. Number 4. Goldie Roger, the Pirate King who started it all. Goldie Roger, the legendary Pirate King, wasn't just unmatched in power. He rewrote the rules of piracy. As the only pirate to find the One Piece, his name was already etched in history. But when faced with an incurable illness, Roger didn't mourn. He chose to make his death as legendary as his life. Turning himself over to the Marines, Roger turned what was meant to be a warning into a spectacle. Moments before his execution, he casually dropped a line that shook the world. "My treasure? It's real. Go find it." With those words, he ignited the Great Pirate Era, sending dreamers across the seas in search of the ultimate prize. Fun fact, Roger's execution is so iconic, it's like the anime version of the "do it for the plot" meme. He really said, "I'm gonna die, but let's spark total chaos while I'm at it." Now that's next level main character energy. But Roger wasn't the only legend to leave behind a legacy in death. Up next is a man who didn't just inspire a revolution, he faced the flames head on. Number 3. Kazuki Odin, Wano's boiling point. Let's talk about a man who literally had the hottest death in the series. Kazuki Odin wasn't just a samurai, he was a living legend. But when Kaido decided to boil him alive like a snack, Odin flipped the script. He demanded that if he and his 9 retainers could survive an hour in boiling oil, they would be set free. And what did this absolute boss do? He used a plank as a tray, holding his retainers above his head like it was the morning newspaper. When the hour was up, you might have thought, yes, happy ending. But no, Kaido broke his promise and shot him. Odin's final words weren't even a curse word, which honestly, I would have chosen. Instead, he passed his dream to his followers and left us all traumatized. Alright, from the boiling heat of Odin's sacrifice, we now dive into the burning passion of brotherhood. Our next hero didn't hold up a plank. He held up his entire family's honor. Number 2. Portgas D. Ace, the brotherly protector. Portgas D. Ace, Luffy's fiery older brother, showed what true brotherly love looks like during the Marineford War. After Luffy freed him from the Marines' clutches, things seemed to be looking up. But then came Admiral Akainu, a walking volcano with a big mouth. He couldn't resist insulting Whitebeard, Ace's adoptive father. Ace, ever loyal and hot-headed, couldn't let it slide and turned back to confront the Admiral. It was a fatal mistake. Akainu struck back with a devastating blow, piercing Ace's chest while Luffy watched helplessly. With his final words, Ace thanked his friends and family for their love, a final expression of gratitude and affection. He died in Luffy's arms, a moment that shattered both his brother and fans around the world. Ace's death was a turning point in One Piece. Not just a personal tragedy, but a reminder of how far we'll go for the ones we love. And while Ace gave his life to protect his brother, another figure on that same battlefield became the embodiment of raw power and unshakable will. A legend who didn't just face death, he redefined it. His death wasn't mourned, it was immortalized. This is the story of the number 1 Whitebeard, Death with Style. Let's face it, Whitebeard wasn't just any pirate. He was the pirate. A man so powerful, they had to throw the entire kitchen sink at him. 152 bullets, 267 sword wounds, and 46 cannonballs to be exact. And what did he do? He kept going like the absolute beast he was. Even with half his face blown off, Whitebeard made sure his enemies knew one thing: he wasn't dying lying down. When that final moment came, he stood tall, unyielding, a literal mountain of a man. His last words? Oh, just casually confirming that the One Piece is real.
The One Piece! The One Piece is real!
Flipping the pirate world upside down and inspiring generations to chase their dreams. That's right, Whitebeard's death wasn't just an ending. It was a mic drop of epic proportions. But here's the thing about Whitebeard. Beneath all that raw power and unbreakable will, he was a dad at heart. He called his crew his sons, and everything he did, even his death, was to protect them. It wasn't just about strength. It was about loyalty, love, and making sure the next generation had a shot at greatness. Whitebeard died as he lived. Legendary, unshakable, and leaving everyone who witnessed it in total awe. And that's it, my crew. The most iconic, and let's be honest, tear-jerking deaths in One Piece. From kings to giants, mothers to ships, and legends like Whitebeard, Oda has a way of hitting us where it hurts. But now it's your turn. Tell me in the comments, which of these deaths hit you the hardest? Was it Whitebeard's towering final stand? Ace's sacrifice for Luffy? Or are you still crying over the Going Merry? It's okay, we all did. And hey, if there's a death we didn't include, yeah, I'm looking at you, Pell fans. Drop it below. Oh, and before you set sail, don't forget to subscribe for more epic One Piece content. Help me climb the ranks and become the next king of YouTube pirates, without you having to take a cannonball for me. Click that button, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, don't cry over a ship. Or maybe do. Later, legends.